Matt Smith here for Sports Talk at the stadium on the heels of Clemson's 49-3 victory over South Carolina State. You can see, you might be able to hear some rustling in the background. They're cleaning up things here at Death Valley. This was the home opener, so as you would expect, a big crowd. Sports Talk at the stadium presented by Touchstone Energy Cooperatives Bowl. That's coming up December 11th in Myrtle Beach. Stay tuned to the Sports Talk Media Network for more information there as the teams are selected and we move forward. Nice win for Clemson. Again, 49-3. Got a lot of players in. Dabo Swinney talked about that in his post-game comments. So happy that they were able to play more than 100 guys in this ball game, and we've seen him do that before. And we thought he might do that. Played 4 different quarterbacks, 13 different receivers, caught a pass. 8 different Tigers ran the football. 5 different Tigers scored. So a lot of good things to take away. 504 total yards for Clemson as they faced an overmatched South Carolina State team. Really nice to see Justin Ross get going early. That was obviously a point of emphasis for this Clemson coaching staff, was to get Justin Ross going. They did. He got a first half touchdown. They got DJ Uyunglele's confidence up early, really worked him into the running game. He got 2 first-half rushing touchdowns. Will Shipley ended up leading the Tigers in rushing, 8 carries, 80 yards, so he broke a couple of long ones. Lynn J. Dixon was involved early, actually started the game at tailback, but in his post-game comments, Dabo Swinney pointed out when asked what Lynn J. Dixon can do to earn more carries, and Dabo Swinney simply said, grow up. He needs to grow up. You can check our Twitter feed for the full quotes on that at Sports Talk SC, but that's kind of troubling. The only thing I would say may be troubling for Clemson coming out of this ballgame, again, let's put it in context, a 49-3 victory tonight over South Carolina State, is that the passing game really wasn't humming for much of the night. You would expect an overmatched FCS team, and with, let's be honest, the athleticism, the level of talent Clemson has at the quarterback position and outside, you'd expect maybe they could stretch the field, hit some plays vertically. Clemson really didn't do that. 262 yards total passing. 171 of that comes from DJ Uyunglele. He was 14 of 24, a touchdown and a pick. That touchdown to Justin Ross and a pick. Tyson Pumachan came in. He threw a touchdown to Lynn J. Dixon in the third quarter, and he also threw an interception. But there is no level of concern for Dabo Swinney, at least publicly, when pressed about it. But what did you see? Well, no, the preparation was great. Everything worked. He liked the balance, more than 200 yards rushing, more than 200 yards passing, again, over 500 yards of total offense. But to my eye, this Clemson passing game is not humming. That would be the only thing that is of concern. Now, listen, to be honest, I'm not certain they would need it next week, even in the ACC opener against Georgia Tech. But this offense probably not hitting on all cylinders. But what could you expect? Very difficult defense last week in Georgia, and they're kind of just getting their feet back under them. So we'll just watch that as we move forward. And also what they do with the run game. I think those comments about Lynn J. Dixon needing to grow up a little bit troubling for him specifically. So what does that mean? More carries perhaps for Will Shipley, more carries perhaps for Kobe Pace. We'll just track that as we move forward as well. And Dabo Swinney could not be more excited over Will Taylor. 51-yard punt return tonight. That set up the touchdown pass to Justin Ross late in the first quarter, and so excited about what Will Taylor's future is at the wide receiver position, just all the ways they can utilize him. And it was a point of emphasis, obviously, tonight to get his hands on the ball. And, again, it worked out in the return game. Will Taylor even one of 4 quarterbacks to take some snaps. Did not throw a pass, but took some snaps there at the quarterback position for Clemson tonight. So that's it. Now moving forward, Georgia Tech next week. Another opponent that's going to be overmatched, but it's a conference game. So you understand the added importance there. So Clemson gets to 1-1, built their confidence tonight, played a lot of players. The defense 2 weeks in a row. Oh, how do we not mention the defense 2 weeks in a row? No touchdowns. Brent Venables' unit just continues to play great. As a matter of fact, tonight, when talking about the preparation and the intelligence of this team, Dabo Swinney singled out James Skalski and said, that's like having Brent Venables in a helmet and shoulder pads out there. It's almost unfair how he can quarterback that defense. And it certainly looked that way tonight. It looked like James Kosky knew everything South Carolina State was going to do. So no touchdowns 2 weeks in a row for this Clemson defense. They just continue to play at an elite level, and we'll see if that carries into next week against Georgia Tech as Clemson opens ACC play. So that's a wrap here from Sports Talk at the Stadium. Be sure to join us all week long on Twitter at Sports Talk SC, on our website, sportstalksc.com, and, of course, across our family of affiliates, our statewide network, the Sports Talk Media Network, 6 to 8 weeknights. Phil Kornbluth, Chris Bergen, locking it down there. Special appearances every now and then from me, and our producer, Pat Daniel, will have a producer's point every now and then as well. So that's it for Sports Talk at the Stadium. The final here, Clemson big. They defeat South Carolina State 49-3. Georgia Tech is on deck.